Hi folks, this is Rose from In Rose's Garden, and today we are going to work on a necklace using beads from my Thunderhorse Descendant inspiration pack, Let the Light In. So let's turn down, we'll take a look at it, and we'll see what we're going to make. Here we have this lovely big pile of beads. This is for the necklace. We have one of our ball and socket clasps. There are a few beads in here that are out of my stash, namely these little round spacer beads, mainly because we ran out of melons. But that's all right. We have it all figured out how we're going to work it. So also out of my stash is a couple of crimp tubes, a couple of jumprings, and a bail. And I think that may be it. Well, other than this, the wire. So let's get these beads sort of separated out here, and we'll show you what we're going to do here. This is for the pendant. These items here are for the pendant, so we'll get those wrapped up in just a moment. Okay, there's our beads. So the first thing we're going to work on is putting our pendant together. And how this is going to be is I'm going to wire wrap onto here at the bottom. Then we're going to pull in this amethyst, and then this melon spacer, and our opalite. And then we'll hook it all onto our bail. So let's get started with that. The first thing we're going to do is, well, let's measure our piece of wire. I think it's probably 5 inches. So we'll get our chain nose pliers and bend this over. By the way, this is 18 gauge wire. And I'm going to, well, I don't think it needs anything bigger than the ordinary one. So up and around, drop her down, bring her over, leaving a gap so that our pendant can fit into there. Carefully feed our pendant on, especially since this is selenite and we don't want to damage it. I don't have it wide enough for the selenite piece to slide on, so let's get it a little wider. There we go. So then we'll pull our wires back together here. Oops, I just dropped one of my little beads. I'm going to have to find that. So then we're going to wrap this 2 or 3 times right here where it comes together. Come on, baby, don't fight with me. So since this is 18 gauge wire, I'm going to get my heavier cutters and cut this excess little bit off. And then we'll tuck this in. Oh, I can see this is a little crooked at the base here, so let's straighten this up. Still a little crooked. There we go. Now our amethyst will go on our melon bead and our big opalite. It will sit like that. Now we're going to make another loop to go up through our bail. So since this wants to go this way, the hole is this way, we need to bring this over this way. Use our smallest up and around. I'm again using the smallest because this bail has a small enough angle so it won't harm it any when it goes. It doesn't need the extra room. So over we go. And then we're going to wrap our wire. So that sounds like I dropped another bead on the floor. My goodness. Three. Our pendant top seems to be pushed back that way some, so just put your pliers in the loop, your thumb or your other pliers here on this, and pull it backwards a little bit. And there we go. There is our pendant piece. Isn't it pretty? So now we'll set this aside while we start to get the pattern going for our other pieces and start stringing. Well, I unfortunately cannot find what I dropped. If it ends up being one of these, I have some extras, so that's fine. I know one of them was that. So what we're going to do is the bail will go right here in the middle. So Then we're going to have our little, like this. And on the other side the same, of course. And we will have an amethyst and one of these big ones here. We're just going to keep this pattern going up on both sides, like so. We have now run out of the melon beads, but we're still at an even amount, so I know that something's wrong. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. I haven't done the other side. So I may have dropped a melon bead. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's an extra melon bead, so we're switching now to these. And then we're going to keep our pattern going. So there'll be 2 here with 2 beads here and looks like maybe we lost one of our spacers too, but that's all right. I can get some more of those easily. They are actually right above my head here. So here we go. And I need one more of the white. Now we can do this one of 2 ways. We can work from the center and work outwards so that we make sure that we have plenty of everything. Or I can just start from one side and work all the way around. But I'm thinking I will work from the center, and that way I know if I run out of beads, then we'll run out of beads. So what I'm going to do is I got some silver, extreme silver medium soft flex wire here. And I'm going to cut about 24 inches. That might be more than I need. It might be less than I need. Well, it might be less than I need. So let's cut more like 26. I'd rather have too much than not enough. So there's 24. And there's 26. And we'll put a bead stopper on the, actually we'll put the bead stopper pretty close to the middle here because we're going to, I think I'll start like right here on this side, and then we'll go to that side, and then we'll start working back and forth. So let's go here. Now we want to remember to get the little fat side of this teardrop going into the middle of our section here, with the skinny side facing the amethysts. Okay, we've got to where the bail is. And because I don't want the bell to sit directly on the wire, I am going to see if my rubber tubing will fit in there. And if not, I'll get a couple of seed beads to fit in there. So, looks like the rubber tubing will be just fine. So we'll push it through so it reaches my finger there, and then we'll cut that side off. And now there's our little piece of rubber tubing right there. So we'll fit the rubber tubing over the wire. Just let it slide right in there. And then we'll put our bail on top of that. Then we go up from the other side. Now when I reach the spot where it's the same as we've hit that spot where the other side's at, then we'll start going back and forth with our pattern so that we have make sure we have an even amount of things. And I do believe we have now just reached that spot. So there we are so far. And we're just going to keep going up both sides with this pattern right here, with the amethyst and the two little, until we run out of thread or run out of beads, one or the other. So let's just, we'll do our first set of pattern here, and then we'll switch back to the other side. This is apparently where we run out of melon bead, because we've got a round spacer here. This is a really cool bead. This is dog's tooth amethyst, I'm fairly positive, because of the patterning in it. This one back on, then we'll go back to the other side for the next set. And at this stage, other than the fact that we want to make sure we have enough beads, we can go, oops, I just put that one in backwards. That's one thing I have to watch for if you're doing a pattern with specific sized beads, is that you don't slip one backwards on yourself. There we have all our beads on. Let's make sure they look, the pattern is the same here. So yep, we're good. We're golden. So let's even these wires out a little more. It's pretty even. There we are. Let's get our selenite. Of course, like I said, be careful. It's a selenite tends to be easily scratched. See, there's a little scratch in this one as it is, and chipped. So we want to be careful with it. So let's get our ruler out and see how long we end up being here. Looks like 21. And now I have to decide if 21 is long enough or I want to get out a few more beads. So in order to do this, what we want to do, of course, is to, oh, you know what? I used these for my bracelet, these spacers. And if I remember right, the crimp sunk right into these. So I am going to get a tiny little bead to put on the top here, which will mean it'll end up with 3 little silver balls because it'll have the bigger one, then the next size smaller, and then the crimp tube turns into a little ball when you crimp it. But I think it'll look sort of good, so let's go get another little piece. Once that initial squish is done, I'm going to move this back so it's not in the way. You turn it and you go back in the divot and squish again, and then just keep going around in a circle, squishing until you feel no more resistance, and tug test is good. So now we're going to go up here and cut this extra little bit of wire off. Roll our beads over to that side. You came out of your little cap. There we go. This is going to end up so pretty. So anyway, we have to put in our other crimp tube and our other jumpring and turn it, go through, just keep working your beads down till you get your crimp about where you want it. And I think I'm just about there, if not there already. Let's see what she looks like on this side. A little looser on this side than the other side. So a little bit more. Make sure we have our beads all slid down into place here from the other side so that we don't get a big gap. Looks like we're pretty well spread out, and we've got our roll in here. You want to, when you crimp, you want to make sure that you have your necklace in a spiral, or at least have a little bit of bending and stuff in here. Otherwise it'll get, if you've got it with no if it's in a straight line and you tighten it, it will not have any mobility to it. Okay, now we'll cut this extra bit of wire off. And you know, I cut 26 inches of wire. It looks like it's a good thing because that came off was no more than a couple of inches, probably less than a couple of inches. So now we want to hook our ball and socket clasp on. Now I've rarely used these, but Randy swears by them. So we will use it. We'll just have to now just hook it, open up our oval jump rings, and hook it on to either side. And our necklace will be done. So let's do that. So here's one pair of pliers. My second. Open this baby up with a twisting motion. Slide on one side of this. And tighten her up. Let's take a look at your crimp and make sure it's all the way closed. This one looks like it's open just a teeny bit. There we go. Now we'll get the other one. Make sure we didn't twist that as we put it on, because it would be bad if one was going one direction and the other was going the other. But it looks like we're good. And there is our necklace, all finished. Isn't that pretty? I really like it. So there is our inspiration bundle necklace. Inspiration bundle, as I say, is from Thunderhorse Descendant. Okay, this has been Rose from In Rose's Garden, and we have been working with Thunderhorse Descendants January Inspirational Bead Bundle. Let the Light In. There is our card that came with it. And here is our necklace. Here's our pendant piece we put on. Then, of course, there is our beautiful amethyst and opalite necklace with the selenite piece. I think it turned out really, really pretty. I hope you like it as much as I do. This has been Rose from In Rose's Garden, working with, again, the January Inspirational Bead Bundle from Thunderhorse Descendant, called Let the Light In. So, oh, that's so pretty. I really like it. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.